Hey guys, it's the Ramos Online. This is my friendly battle against Swift. She almost always, I say almost always, she always beats me without fail and makes me feel like a Rocket Grunt. Because I'm older and I have more experience, and yet she beats me every time without fail. I thought it would be a clever idea to face her with my all-fairy type team, but I got a cheap win thanks to Xerneas, so I did a rematch without it, just to see how quickly she would kick my ass. I start with Euphemia and Rachel to get off the Mega Evolution and follow me, because that Cinccino Valerie can really screw my team over. That is always the main threat, because it has U-turn and I think all three of the skill link moves. Very dangerous, very deadly. Rachel does have a Sitrus berry, which does proc, so that Volt Switch, it dealt the hurt, but she will be able to tank whatever the Cinccino is going to throw at her, which turns out to be a Tail Slap. It does deal quite a bit of damage, but I'm very lucky and they don't get a crit, so Rachel survives with 3 HP, which is really lucky. I am now able to get off a Hyper Voice on Gardevoir, on Euphemia, taking out Valerie, and leaving Hellhound, the Houndoom, with really low HP. He will not be surviving another hit. The only reason she would go into Marill here, she sends Marill out, Azumarill, would be to Aqua Jet Rachel. But I don't want to risk it. I am forced to keep Rachel in, and I go for the Follow Me, just to make sure there's no tricks like a belly drum or anything. And it does go for the Aqua Jet, finishing Rachel off, but Rachel did her job. She helped me get Valerie out of the way, and that was the only reason I really brought her in. Hellhound is going to get off a Dark Pulse, and wouldn't you know, the flinch is real. So I get into Sylvia. Sylvia is my other Hyper Voicer. She does have Pixelate. It took her bloody forever to breed this Eevee in Pokemon White 2. She goes for the Fire Blast, thinking it might be able to take Gardevoir out, but Euphemia is packing the HP IVs and EVs and does survive. Does not go for the Aqua Jet on Azumarill, goes for the Waterfall instead, and that is a mistake because it lets me get the KO onto Hellhound. Hellhound is down, but Euphemia goes down with him. Sylvia finishes up the Azumarill with Hyper Voice. Now, the item I would normally give Sylvia is the Pixel Plate, but for the sake of this battle, I gave her, as well as Rocket and Rachel, the Sitrus Berry. So 3 different Pokemon with Sitrus Berry. It might be a little bit cheap, but I don't really have many other items I can give them. So with Rocket, I open with the Calm Mind. This is an offensive Klefki. And I also use Calm Mind on Sylvia, but she will move last on this turn, because I want to be able to soak damage, because Fireworks is a really powerful damage dealer. That is always the main threat next to Valerie. That Fire Blast does not tickle. That was pretty painful. However, I do survive it thanks to that Calm Mind. And there goes the Calm Mind on Sylvia. So she will be tanking those Thunderbolts a little bit better. And I think her Sitrus Berry will proc here, keeping her in the green, which is always handy. And the cat goes for the Draining Kiss. I didn't want to risk going for another Calm Mind because that Fire Blast will deal the hurt. However, I then remember Fabulous is a very bulky special wall, so my Draining Kiss won't deal too much damage. Luckily, I do have that Sitrus Berry proc, which again might be a little bit cheap, but I don't have many other items I can give around. Pardon me, oh dear, I get off my Hyper Voice, which deals the hurt onto Fabulous. That was just around 50% of its HP taken down by that Hyper Voice. So that is kind of what Rocket is for. She is an offensive Klefki, but she's also the decoy. And that decoy is able to do its job, as Swift does realise that Sylvia is now the threat, but it is a bit too late. Fabulous manages to hang on barely, but it won't be surviving another turn. I think Rocket moves faster than Fabulous anyway. The last Pokemon she has is Tinkerbell. I am pretty surprised at this point because as things are looking right now, I'm winning. This has never happened before, apart from when I used the extremely cheap White Herb Geomancy. So Tinkerbell does go for that Calm Mind to help add that bulk, because I do have a few Calm Minds set up on my Rocket and a single Calm Mind on Sylvia. But even with that Calm Mind, Hyper Voice is going to deal the hurt. I was predicting Wish the next turn because she does not want to take another turn of that sort of damage, so I go to abuse this with Calm Mind on both Sylvia and Rocket, and as you're just about to see, I predicted that Wish perfectly. That gives me a free turn of setup, allowing me to make up for that Calm Mind that Tinkerbell just got, which is pretty handy. I know obviously a Calm Mind is about to come out again. I'm not sure if this thing is carrying Toxic or not. It could be a Toxic Staller, which would be pretty dangerous. So I go for another Calm Mind on Rocket and Sylvia, just to stay ahead of the game and wait for that Wish to proc. There is no point in dealing damage this turn, because that Wish is going to restore all of his health. So I'm just using these turns to get some added bulk and offense, sorry, added bulk and offense. There is the Calm Mind on Sylvia. Run out of things to say, wow. There is that Wish healing back Tinkerbell's health. So I now go for the Draining Kiss Hyper Voice combo just to see how much damage I am now pumping out. Rocket is dealing some nice damage, and Tinkerbell goes for the Toxic, revealing that it is a Toxic Staller, which does mean that Rocket is in a pretty good position because she can't get Toxic on her. That Hyper Voice is going to deal some nasty damage. There is nothing Tinkerbell can do now. She can, if she wishes, she's going to faint. All she can do is try and take out Sylvia and hope that Rocket isn't able to finish her off. So I go for the Draining Kiss, and as you can see, Rocket would have been able to two-shot Tinkerbell from this point, so it was pretty hopeless, but Tinkerbell does go for that Moonblast onto Sylvia, but with that added bulk from Calm Mind, she takes it pretty well and finishes the battle off with Hyper Voice. Wow. I did not expect to win that at all. I was gobsmacked. That was an immensely fun battle, and I'm speechless. I beat someone who has, for months, I think months, been able to wipe the floor with me. So thank you very much for that battle, Swift. That was an amazing fight. Words don't even. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, favourite and subscribe if you liked the video, and stay tuned for more, because I've got more of these battles coming soon.